Countdown Till Christmas is brought to you by Princess Grams. Personalized, magical, musical greetings from your favorite characters. Learn more and send one at princessgrams.com. Oh, hello! I'm so happy to see you again. How are you doing today? I'm doing well, and I'm excited to decorate, sing, and share a story with you. You're just in time to help me put my second ornament on my Christmas tree. It's in my advent calendar. And would you like to see what's inside? What's inside December 2nd? Oh, today's surprise is a beautiful deer. Oh, I like this one a lot. You know, it reminds me of Santa's reindeer. Isn't she pretty? And you know, our story yesterday, little girl had just gone and she had seen Santa's reindeer because she went up to the North Pole or to Santa's home to visit him. Why don't we hang our deer here? You know, some people say that Santa Claus, or Father Christmas, lives very far in the north of Finland in a place called Lapland. Have you ever been there? Well, if you go, I heard that the way to wish someone a Merry Christmas in Finnish is Hyvää joulua. Do you want to try saying that with me? That's kind of a fun word to say, isn't it? Or phrase. Hyvää joulua. So the first one is hyvää. Hyvää. Very good. Hyvää. And then joulua. Let's try it together. Joulua. Joulua. Hyvää joulua. Hyvää joulua. Very good. And you know, that reminds me of our song from yesterday. We wish you a Merry Christmas. Why don't we sing the first part together, and then we'll learn the second part, okay? We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Oh, that was very good. Well, the second part goes like this. Good tidings we bring to you and your kin. Good tidings for Christmas and a Happy New Year. Now, there are some words in that part that we don't say very often now. And one of them is tidings, good tidings. So tidings is another way of saying news. So basically, we're saying good news. And whom are we bringing this good news to? Well, to you and your kin. And kin is another word for family. So we're bringing good news to you and your family. And the second part is good tidings for Christmas and a Happy New Year. So we're bringing good news to our family at the holidays. So let's try singing it together, okay? Good tidings we bring to you and your kin. Good tidings for Christmas and a Happy New Year. Good tidings we bring to you and your kin. Good tidings for Christmas and a Happy New Year. Let's try that another time. Good tidings we bring to you and your kin. Good tidings for Christmas and a Happy New Year. That was so nice. And you know, tomorrow we'll put both parts of the song together and then we can sing someone a Merry Christmas. But for now, are you ready for part 2 of our story? Our story from yesterday was Little Girl's Christmas by Winifred E. Lincoln. And if you missed that one, you can watch yesterday's video, okay? But I'll catch you up a little. There was little girl who really wanted to see Santa, and a Christmas spirit or an elf, we don't really know who it was, but someone helped her find her way up to Santa's house, and she was waiting to see if Santa would come out. And he had just started to come out, and she didn't know what he was going to do. She didn't know what he would be like, if he would see her, and that's where he left off. So she could hear someone laughing loudly and talking in a big, jovial voice that sounded as if he were good friends with the whole world. And straightway she knew that Santa himself was coming. Little girl's heart went pit-a-pat for a minute while she wondered if Santa would notice her. But she didn't have to wait long, for he spied her at once and said, "Bless my soul, who's this? And where did you come from?" Little girl thought perhaps she might be afraid to answer him, but she wasn't one bit afraid. You see, he had such a kind twinkle in his eyes that she felt happy right away as she replied, "Oh, I'm little girl, and I wanted so much to see Santa that I just came, and here I am." "Oh, ho, 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 ho," laughed Santa, "and here you are. Wanted to see Santa, did you? And so you came. Now that's very nice, and it's too bad I'm in such a hurry, for we should like nothing better than to show you about and give you a real good time. But you see, it is 11:15 now, and I must be on my way at once, else I'll never reach that first chimney top by midnight. I'd call Mrs. Santa and ask her to get you some supper, but she is busy finishing doll's clothes, which must be done before morning, and I guess we better not bother her. Is there anything that you would like, little girl?" And good old Santa put his big warm hand on little girl's curls, and she felt its warmth and kindness clear down to her very heart. You see, my dears, even though Santa was in such a great hurry, he wasn't too busy to stop and make someone happy for a minute, even if it was someone no bigger than little girl. So she smiled back into Santa's face and said, "Oh, Santa, if I could only ride down to earth with you behind those splendid reindeer, I'd love to go. Won't you please take me? I'm so small that I won't take up much room on the seat, and I'll keep very still and not bother one bit." Then Santa laughed, such a laugh, big and loud and rollicking, and he said, "Wants a ride, does she? Well, well, shall we take her, little elves? Shall we take her, little fairies? Shall we take her, good reindeer?" And all the little elves hopped and skipped and brought little girl a sprig of holly, and all the little fairies bowed and smiled and brought her a bit of mistletoe. And all the good reindeer jingled their bells loudly, which meant, "Oh, yes, let's take her. She's a good little girl. Let her ride." And before little girl could even think, she found herself all tucked up in the big fur robes beside Santa. And away they went, right out into the air, over the clouds, through the Milky Way, and right under the very handle of the Big Dipper, on and on toward the Earthland, whose lights little girl began to see twinkling away down below her. Presently, she felt the runners scrape upon something, and she knew they must be on someone's roof, and that Santa would slip down someone's chimney in a minute. How she wanted to go too! You see, if you had never been down a chimney and seen Santa fill up the stockings, you would want to go quite as much as little girl did, now wouldn't you? So just as little girl was wishing as hard as ever she could wish, she heard a tiny voice say, "Hold tight to his arm! Hold tight to his arm!" So she held Santa's arm tight and close, and he shouldered his pack, never thinking that it was heavier than usual. And with a bound and a slide, there they went, Santa, little girl, pack and all, right in the middle of a room where there was a fireplace and stockings all hung up for Santa to fill. Just then, Santa noticed little girl. He had forgotten all about her for a minute, and he was very much surprised to find that she had come too. "Bless my soul," he said. "Where did you come from, little girl? And how in the world can we both get back up that chimney again? It's easy enough to slide down, but it's quite another matter to climb up again." And Santa looked real worried. But little girl was beginning to feel very tired by this time, for she had had a very exciting evening. So she said, "Oh, never mind me, Santa. I've had such a good time, and I'd just as soon stay here for a while as not. I believe I'll curl up on this hearth rug in a few minutes and have a cozy little nap, for it looks as warm and cozy as our own hearth rug at home. And why, it is our own hearth, and that's my nursery, and there is Teddy Bear in his chair where I leave him every night, and there's Bunny Cat curled up on his cushion in the corner." And little girl turned to thank Santa and say goodbye to him, but either he had gone very quickly, or else she had fallen asleep very quickly. She never could tell which, for the next thing she knew, Daddy was holding her in his arms and was saying, "What is my little girl doing here? She must go to bed, for it's Christmas Eve, and old Santa won't come if he thinks there are any little folks about." But little girl knew better than that, and when she began to tell him all about it, and how the Christmas fairies had welcomed her, and how Santa had given her such a fine ride, Daddy laughed and said, "Oh, you've been dreaming, little girl. You've been dreaming." But little girl knew better than that, too. For there on the hearth was the little black coal, which had given her 2 shoes and a bright light. And tight in her hand she held a holly berry, which one of the Christmas sprites had placed there. More than all that, there she was on the hearthrug herself, just as Santa had left her, and that was the best proof of all. The trouble was, Daddy himself had never been a little girl, so he couldn't tell anything about it. But we know that she hadn't been dreaming now, don't we, my dears? The end of Little Girl's Christmas by Winifred E. Lincoln. I hope you liked that story. I know I did, and it sure sounds like Little Girl had an exciting adventure, doesn't it? Well, why don't we end again today with another song? And I bet you know this one too. This one is a really popular Christmas carol. There are a couple of versions of it, so we'll try one version today. It's called Away in a Manger. And if you know this one and would like to, why don't you sing along with me? Away in a manger, no crib for a bed, the little Lord Jesus lay down his sweet head. The stars in the sky looked down where he lay. The little Lord Jesus asleep on the hay. Goodbye for now. I hope I'll see you tomorrow. Merry Christmas. Thank you so much for joining me today. If you enjoyed this video, please like, subscribe, and share it with a friend. That not only encourages me, it also makes a big difference to my channel and helps others find videos they would enjoy too. Wishing you a joyful season and a happy day. I'll see you tomorrow.